Hey guys, welcome back to Savage Sense Outdoors. As you can see, compared to my last video, there's no snow. So that means the ground is thawing out, the trees are thawing out. So today I'm gonna start collecting my maple sap. I put a few taps out 2 weeks ago, and last weekend I put out, I basically doubled what I had. Some of the buckets are filling up pretty good. Sap has been running all weekend, and I know it's going to run pretty good this week. So I want to get those buckets emptied out so there's plenty of space in them. Then next weekend we're going to be boiling. So this is how I like to collect sap, just with a cooler. And I have an old bed sheet in here that'll get a lot of the wood particles or bugs, anything that might have gotten into the bucket. So this is just going to be kind of my little pre-filter for the large particles that have gotten into my sap. So the trees on this side of the lot, all these trees are in a nice line, super easy to collect sap from. A lot of these have been doing very good. It doesn't look like much is in there, but that's probably a gallon and a half or 2 gallons. That's not the best one though. Some of these are doing better, and then I have a few on that side of the yard that are doing pretty good as well. See, and when we get these back in the bucket, all that sap that was flowing while we were emptying the bucket pours out of the line. And you know, it might not look like a lot, but every little bit counts. Because I think I only have 18 taps out here. So saving as much sap as I can, I believe will go the distance. A couple bikers just passed by as I was dumping sap into my cooler. Not bikers, they were cyclists. One of them yelled, "Happy mapling." The other one said, "Yeah, I bet they're running today." It was pretty funny. I wish I had the camera going while they passed. All right, these next 2 buckets I'm gonna show you is unreal how much sap is getting pushed out of it. Just from this one tree. One tree is pushing into 2 buckets. One of them is like totally full. Look at this bad boy. This tap is the one that's been killing it. I got 2 taps in this tree, but I'm considering putting a 3rd one in it because it has 3 trunks. 3 main trunks. It is a big tree. And since these 2 trunks on the east side of the tree are pushing a whole bunch of sap, I'm considering tapping that 3rd one. So good, but also not good. I don't have any more coolers. I have a tote. I don't know if a tote is gonna be safe though. Yeah, we'll have to figure something out because this one's full. Let the old chickens out. It's about 3 in the afternoon. I don't like letting them free range because if I let them free range all day, they love to end up in the neighbors' yards. But if I let them out at the end of the day, then they still get to get out and scratch, but they don't wander as far because they know that the day is almost over. So that's my little pro tip for chickens. Keep them close, don't let them free range all day long. We got 3 hens and all of them laid an egg today. This cooler is full. And I think the cooler is 13 gallons. So that should be 2 pints of syrup. Once it's boiled down, like a 1/4 gallon of syrup. But we got all week to wait for more sap, to wait for these buckets to fill up. So I'll have to boil next weekend. Another 6 days. 6 days and I'll be boiling. I'll show you what I bought to boil. I bought this camp stove to boil on. I'm thinking I'll probably leave the legs off of it and just let the thing sit on the ground, and then I have some 1 foot by 1 foot brick pavers, and I'll line those pavers around the burners to kind of hold the heat in as much as I can and to shield the wind. That's another reason I'm gonna leave the legs off of it, so it's lower to the ground and the wind won't tear it up and take the heat away so much. Bought one of these steam table trays, because it was only 30 bucks, and normally the cheapest syrup evaporator you can find is like 150, and I'm just not willing to spend that much this year. And I think I'm gonna get a second one of those steam trays to boil in, because I've seen people boil in big stock pots, and that's what my old friend and I did in the past as well, was we used big stock pots. But it comes down to how much surface area you have boiling, and not the amount of not the volume of liquid that you have in the pot. It comes down to how much of the surface is boiling, and that's what affects your evaporation rate. I'm thinking if I get a second one of these, I don't know, this thing looks like it's, I don't know, maybe 1 foot wide, 2 feet long, maybe 1.5, 18 inches long, something like that. So if I have 2 of these, then I should have 3 or 4 square foot worth of surface area boiling, which hopefully burns it off fast. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Next weekend, we'll have this thing set up, have these trays on the boiler, and we'll be cooking some sap next weekend. All right, it's next weekend. I actually started this batch this past week, Wednesday, which was 3 days ago now. And then I threw it in my chest freezer because this stuff has to stay cold. Otherwise, maple sap can spoil. But here's what we're working with right now. I've got bricks lined up around this stove. I took the legs off of it, hoping that the pavers will help hold the heat in a little bit and block the wind. And we were expecting rain, so I'm just sitting in the edge of my garage, so that should block the wind out too. I just don't want I don't want the wind to be stealing my heat. So that's the cooler we're draining all our sap into, and that is 13 gallons. This is what's left of the 13 gallons. I still have my buckets out, so I'll probably go around and collect sap again. But I am a little bit worried about this upcoming week because it got warm in Wisconsin really quick. Like the past 2 days have been 60 degrees, 70 degrees, and the trees are budding, which is not good. Budding trees, a lot of people say that's when the season is over. The sap starts to get bitter. So I'm not sure if I should pull my taps this weekend or let them run for another week just to see if the season is over, or if I should try again next weekend. Because the temperatures look good this week, but like I said, the trees are budding, so I'm not really sure what I should trust. Coming down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. Been boiling for 8 hours, and let me show you. This is what we're down to. I probably had a cooler and a half full of sap, so hopefully about 20 gallons. It'd be nice if we got 4 pints out of this. I just dropped it on the refractometer, took a teaspoon out, let it cool down, dropped it on the refractometer, and she's not even reading yet, so we got a little bit more boiling to do. Looking for 66 to 68% bricks. I don't know what a bricks is, but that's what we need for maple syrup, so that's what I'm doing, because Google says. This is the refractometer. It was like $22 on Amazon So you take a little bit of syrup, let it cool down to room temperature, and you drop it on your sight glass. And then once she's ready to rock, it's gonna look, or there's gonna be an orange line, or the bottom portion of it will be orange, and we're looking for it to get up to 66 to 68 bricks. There we go. Past half hour, I've done 2 tests with the refractometer, and it's still not gauging yet because the lowest bricks that was on there is like 58%, and I'm looking for 66. So I can't believe it's not registering on there yet, though, because it tastes really, really good. And dude, if it's not done yet, I can only imagine what it's gonna taste like done. Syrup is there. I just turned the stove off. Chickens are coming to say what's up. Here I've got, well, we don't need this anymore. Well, we might, because I want to can this stuff at 180 degrees, because I guess that's what it's supposed to be at for canning it in glass. So that's what we're gonna do. I've got a cone filter. We're gonna get it on these pint jars here. Anyway, about 20 gallons of sap boiled down to not a whole lot of syrup, but that's what we're working with. I'm gonna start pouring this up here soon. It shouldn't take too long to cool down because there's not a whole lot of liquid left here. But I'm going to pour this into a small pot, and I'm gonna use that small pot to pour it into the pint jars. I don't have a ladle, couldn't find a ladle, so I'm just using the smallest pot that I have to transfer the syrup from the steam tray to the pint jar. And as long as the syrup is around 180 degrees, I'm gonna turn the mason jars upside down, and that'll be enough to get the mason jar lid seal to seal around the jar. I'll probably go through the syrup within the year anyways, but that's how you can make it last on the shelf longer in the mason jars. So I actually ended up with a fair amount of syrup. It's still pretty hot here, so it's going through the filter pretty easily. And it's going on the outside. I don't think I quite got the right filters. Oh, it's just going on the outside because it was getting too full, maybe. Literally getting syrup on the ground. Oh my gosh, just wasting it. Fantastic. It's a learning process. I should have done this inside. I still could do it inside, but then I would just be making a mess in the kitchen instead of outside. So I'm gonna keep it out here. Okay, to be totally honest with you, I got so frustrated with that filter. I was super unprepared for the canning process, but it was all canned hot. Another big thing is to wipe the rim off so it gets a good seal, and I'm hoping that they all seal well, but for the most part all of it's going to be given out to family and friends, and I will be using it, and I'm sure everyone else will probably use it within the year. So I'm not going for an insane shelf life, although it would be nice. It's good practice, but I made a mess. I made a big sticky mess on the floor of the garage here. So I got some cleaning to do. But at the end of the day, we ended up with 3 pints of syrup, which is awesome. It tastes fantastic. Even unfiltered, it tastes really good. So I'm not upset that the filter failed, or my attempt failed. It's probably not the filter's fault. It was probably my fault. I'll be honest. If you want to I'm sure people will give me tips and advice in the comments, and I'm sure I'll just listen to all sorts of stuff from you guys. But I did my best. It's my first time doing this, so don't be too hard on me here. All right? But 3 pints. I'm all upside down. I'm hoping they'll seal. Otherwise, I might have to figure out another way to try and make them seal. But for this weekend, my first time doing it, I'm pretty happy with it. I wanted to put it in the window for you guys to hope and see if I could show how clear it is, but it's actually really dark and there's not a whole lot of sun out. And I didn't do a good job filtering. So that plays a part. But they're all still very hot. But I like the consistency. I didn't quite get them to 66 bricks. The syrup was at about 64, 65 bricks. And I'm happy with it. It tastes good. I love how it tastes. So I encourage you guys to get out there, tap the maple trees in your backyard. And if you guys got value in the work that I did and my mistakes, if you can learn from that, I would appreciate a like on the video and subscribe to the video if you want to see more videos like this, more chicken videos, fishing, hunting, whatever. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you guys next time.